Hi, my name's Tom and this is my Sinnis rider story. My first memories of motorcycles and bikes goes back to when helping my dad, I guess, 5 or 6 years old, helping him out in his garage. He had a Yamaha YZ125 or a 250, I think. And I just remember it sitting in the corner of the garage just in pieces. And I used to sit on it, used to climb on it, used to play on it. And then one day my dad kind of said, "Oh, do you want to fix it up?" And as growing up, kind of always been around motorcycles really. It wasn't until I kind of finished uni and college that I kind of got my first bike, and it was just a scooter just to get me around. It's the normal thing. You get a scooter and then you kind of build your way up from there. So this bike in particular, the Sinnis Retrostar 250, is probably I think it's my third bike that I've had. I bought this as a spares and repairs bike. It was basically in pieces. It basically had the frame, the engine, the forks and the handlebars, and that was pretty much it. Working with Sinnis, they've got a huge parts department, and it was really quite easy to source the parts. And so I kind of put it on myself to kind of rebuild this bike to a level that I'm comfortable with and something that I can just keep customizing. So since buying this Sinnis Retrostar 250 back in sort of before the second lockdown, it really gave me something to do while at home and in the garage and with my dad. And it takes us back to when I was like 5 or 6 years old, being back in the garage with my dad again, kind of building things and just being around bikes again. It was a really great experience. So a few of the upgrades that I've made to the 250 is mainly, the first thing you probably see is the tyres. I've changed these to Continental Twin Duro off-road tyres because I love to go off-road, and the more that I ride, the more I enjoy riding off-road as well. This bike's such a great middle ground between the two. It's nice and smooth on the road, and then as soon as you lose the tarmac, you're solid basically. Upgraded the handlebars, the brake system, got the original seat on still, upgraded the whole exhaust system to a Toro. I've gone for like a bit of a ludicrous kind of scrammy, off-roady rally exhaust. Upgraded the rear shocks and just made it just generally more of an enjoyable bike to ride. So one of the great things with this bike in particular and changing the tyres is that I can basically go on any terrain, and this bike will just keep going. That's the great thing about this Sinnis bike, it just keeps going. It's just a carb and that's it. There's no fuel injection, there's nothing. It's basic enough level where I can just keep going on this bike. And the perfect example of that is the Mali Beach race. It's all on sand, it's really difficult to ride on, but having really good tyres and a really good engine just makes it that much easier to kind of compete. And so you're waiting there, you have to put your hand on your helmet, and then when they drop the flag, drop your hand down, pull the clutch in, and you're off basically. And you just want to get away as fast as you possibly can. And you're kind of there shaking and kind of, oh, please don't fall off. But it's just so much fun. I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for having this bike. So I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to ride the brand new Sinnis SM XE, which is their enduro model. And this is something that I've always really enjoyed, is riding off-road. And I've never really had that kind of lightweight, big-wheeled enduro bike. And this thing absolutely flew. Like any terrain, it had no issue with. It's a 125cc engine. I think it's like the highest brake horsepower engine they've ever done. It really led me into a new world of biking. The fact that they're kind of reaching out into new areas with like the SMXE, for example, it really broadens my horizons as a rider. And it kind of, just riding it for the day, through the woods, through sand, through dirt, through water as well. And having had the XE for the day made me realize that maybe this is a real contender, that it might be my next bike.